Deva Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namaha Pankajanaabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter number 16, entitled Executing the Payo-vrata, Process of Worship. So far we have discussed that Kashyap Muni is inquiring from his wife about multiple questions which could potentially lead to discomfort or misfortune for someone. So he asked about, are the prescribed duties going well? Are you too attached to family life? Is that the reason of distress? Are the guests not being welcomed properly? Is that the cause of distress? That means if one is not following all these things, one will be distressed. One is basically inviting misery. So that's the last topic we discussed about taking care of guests, Atithi Devo Bhava, and Kashyap Muni asked, have you not properly received uninvited guests and then they went away? And is that the cause of your moroseness or sadness? So let's see from the next verse, text number 8, what other questions he asked. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare. Api agnayastu velayam nahuta havishasati Tvayo dignadhiya bhadre proshite mai karhichit. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. O chaste and auspicious woman, when I left home for other places, were you in so much anxiety that you did not offer oblations of ghee into the fire? Hare Krishna. So, again, Kashyap Muni is asking multiple questions. So this is the third question, I believe. He's asking that Agresta is supposed to do sacrifice. And this is the previous ages. So oblations or fire yagyas were probably more prominent at that time. So one should continue. Sometimes when the husband may be out, it doesn't mean we stop chanting, right? Kali Yuga, the age is Sankirtan Yagya. Sometimes the wife may be out, sometimes the children may be out, etc. We should not stop the fire of Bhakti Yoga or the Sankirtan Yagya. So this is, but if someone is too attached, then these yagas practices will be discontinued. So in short, the whole lesson is that over attachment to family life will lead to problems. And again, important point to note how he's addressing Bhadre. He's addressing again and again with the word Bhadre, oh auspicious one, oh chaste one, not being disrespectful, very, very kind, polite, and gentle. So there's no purport, so I believe we'll move on to text 9. Would someone like to read? We didn't get chance throughout the week. First, would like to give chance to those devotees.
Prabhuji, I can read.
Yes, Taira Mataji, please. We were missing you. Go ahead.
Yat pujaya kamadughan yati lokan grahanvita brahmano nischa vai vishno sarvadevatmano mukham. Translation: by worshipping the fire and the brahmanas, a householder can achieve the desired goal of residing in the higher planets. For the sacrificial fire and the brahmanas are to be considered the mouth of Lord Vishnu, who is the super soul of all the demigods. Purport: according to the Vedic system, a fire sacrifice is held in order offer obtains of ghee, grains, fruits, flowers, and so on, so that Lord Vishnu may eat and may be satisfied. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9.26, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktaya pra, Prayachati Tad Aham Bhaktya Upartam Asmani Prayaptatam. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruits, or water, I will accept it. Therefore, all these items may be offered in the sacrificial fire, and Lord Vishnu will be satisfied. Similarly, Brahmana Bhojana, feeding of the Brahmanas, is also recommended for when the Brahmanas eat sumtos uh, remains of food after yajna. This is the another way that Lord Vishnu himself eats. Therefore, the Vedic principles recommended that in every festival or ceremony and offer obtains to the fire and give uh, samtos food for the brahmanas to eat. By such activities, a householder may be eh, elevated to the heavenly planets and similar places in the higher planetary system. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So again, the significance of doing yajna, and here in every yajna, feeding sumptuous prasadam to the devotees, Vaishnavas, Brahmanas is an essential part. No yajna is complete. So in ISKCON also we see that at every program, whether it's Janmashtami or Gaur Purnima or Nityam Tridashi or even Sunday feast, there is sumptuous prasadam distribution. So Krishna eats through the mouth, very, very clearly mentioned in the translation itself. So the sacrificial fire and the brahmanas are to be considered the mouth of Lord Vishnu. So when you're putting the ghee in the fire or the oblations in the fire and different ingredients in the fire, Krishna is eating, Lord Vishnu is eating. Similarly, when the devotees are pleased with the prasadam, Krishna is pleased because Krishna eats the mouth of his devotees. Mad Bhakta Pujya Dika. He is more pleased when his devotees are pleased. So we must offer to the best of our capacity and abilities. And this is something easy and practical, especially It is said that prasadam distribution is equivalent to gold distribution in Kali Yuga. Who can distribute gold? Can anyone distribute gold? Like gold, if someone comes to your home and say, okay, I have some gold jewelry, take it. Next person come, okay, I have some gold, this, you take it. Even though one may have a lot, but still one may not have that big heart to give it, right? But at least prasadam distribution is not that difficult as distributing gold, like literally, but it is equivalent. So one must distribute prasad, one must serve Vaishnavas, Brahmanas, and Krishna will be very happy with that idea. And then one will get upper planets, one will get higher birth, etc. So this is more on the karma kand, but if it is transcendentalized, then it is spiritual. Because our goal is not to go to upper planets, but to go back home, back to Godhead. So, any other comments, additions?
So, Adishna Prabhuji, so you just told that it is a karma kanda and bhakti yoga. So, a fire sacrifice when you're doing for the Lord Vishnu for the satisfaction, it clearly said the for satisfaction of the Lord. So, how we make the difference when you're doing ourselves? That is a karma kanda I'm doing or doing for? It is already doing for the Lord Vishnu, but still they're giving Prabhupada explaining that they're going to the higher planets. So, how differentiate this thing? Am I clear to you?
Yes, so there is gradual elevation in that yoga ladder cycle. It's not a kind of, okay, karma kanda on or off and bhakti yoga on. So there is gradual upliftment from demoniac life or animalistic life and karma kanda. At least karma kanda means one has some faith in scriptures, one will get association of brahmanas, and then start to offering some fruits of the work to the Lord. In the beginning, it's called Sakama Karma Yoga, where okay, I'll do what I want, but I will offer maybe 1% of it to for higher cause, but 99% I'll keep it. So the point is that if the consciousness is to like what is in the heart. Bhakti yoga is more about Krishna consciousness, more about consciousness. So if the consciousness is, 100% dedication to the Lord, anya bilashita shunyam, that's pure bhakti yoga. But if the consciousness is to get upper planets, okay, let me feed brahmanas, so I'll get. And what kind of brahmanas? Sometimes brahmanas by caste, brahmanas pure Vaishnavas, brahmanas also have different categories. So the result will also be proportional and corresponding. But it's a gradual, at least. And there is some discussion here, but which we can about karma kanda, which if taken in the spirit of bhakti yoga, that will lead to transcendental destination, that is back home, back to Godhead.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Also, if we read in the purport, the last line it says, by such activities, a householder may be elevated. So here Prabhupada is using may be. And like he's not saying like they will be elevated. So it's like dual, like it depends like with what intention the householder is doing karma kand. And in the previous canto also we read that Lord Vishnu eats through the mouth of brahmanas. So ultimately our sacrifices are going to Lord Vishnu. And when Lord Vishnu is satisfied, ultimately it will be granted with bhakti. This is my understanding.
Thank you, very nice. And similar places keep going up, and go beyond. Okay, so I guess we'll keep moving. Yes, Raghu Prabhu, you have your hand up. Want to read?
Thank you, Hare Krishna devotees. Text 10. Api sarve kusalinas Tava putra manasvini lakshye swastam atmanam bhavatya lakshaneraham. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. O great-minded lady, are all your sons faring well? Seeing your withered face, I can perceive that your mind is not tranquil. How is this so? So Kashyap Muni finally he comes to the question, the burning question at hand, really. Uh, Previous to this, he was checking on all the grahastha life, whether everything was being done according to the Shastras and the Vedas, treating everyone well, and so on. So finally, now he comes to he notices that she is very worried, she's not happy, so he's inquiring of her, why is she that way? Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, Kashyap Muni is very, very mature and self-realized soul, understanding his wife's situation, understanding that she is not in a good mood is not an easy thing. But he is understanding and trying to understand better that why is she not in a good mood. And at the same time, he is not losing his peace. That's a very, very important thing. What will a common person say? Well, I've been asking you 10 questions, you're not responding anything, right? He's asking a lot of questions in a very gentle way. Bhadre, Bhadre, in all the verses saying Bhadre. So Bhagavatam is teaching a lot about Grihastha life, how to be a better husband, how to be a better wife. There are so many lessons if we read through the lines, how to address wife, how to address husband. And he has come from a far place, or he has come home after a long time, right? Still, he is not losing his peace. So there may be every reason to do something, but the greatness is tested in provoking situation. It's because he has no idea why the wife is not in a good mood. He himself has come after many, many days, and the wife is not properly responding until this verse. He has asked like in 7-8 verses these questions. Finally, the questions about his sons. So now Aditi speaks. So let's see what happens. Yes, Swati, Mataji, please.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Tanvat Pranam. Text 11. Shri Aditya Bhadran Dijagavam Brahman Dharmasya Janasya Cha Trivargasya Param Kshitram Grihametim Griha Ime. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Aditi said, O my respected Brahmana husband, all is well with the Brahmanas, the cows, religion, and the welfare of other people. O master of the house, the three principles of dharma, artha, and kama flourish in household life, which is consequently full of good fortune. Purport. In household life, one can develop the three principles of religion, economic development, and sense gratification according to the regulations given in the Shastras. But to attain liberation, one must give up the household life and place himself in the transcendental renounced order. Kashyap Muni was not in the renounced order of life. Therefore, he is addressed here once as Brahmana and another time as Grahamedin. Aditi, his wife, assured him that as far as the household life was concerned, everything was going nicely, and the Brahmanas and the cows were being honored and protected. In other words, there were no disturbances. Household life was duly progressing. So, in this verse, Aditi is replying to her husband, Kashyap Muni, that all the things in the household life is going well, like the brahmanas, the cow, the religion, and all the people were doing good. Thank you, Prabhuji. Good night. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. First of all, I think I want to apologize. Accidentally, I said Diti in the last few verses. Kashyap only spoke to Diti, but this whole conversation is going between Kashyap and Aditi, the mother of the demigods or Adityas. So Diti is the mother of Daityas. So I think I misspoke a few times in the today's or yesterday's also conversation. So sorry about that. So Aditi starts to respond. Kashyap Muni had asked multiple questions about prescribed duties, about guests, about brahmanas. So she has not yet answered the question of her son's situation, but she has said that for other things, all is well. Right? The sacrifices are going good, the guests are fine, cows are fine, religion, everything is all okay. She's not told about the son situation. We'll see if she tells or not. But for other situations, she is replying, "Oh, my respected Brahmana husband, all is well." In short, all the prescribed duties are going fine. So let's see whether she responds to her cause of distress. Text number 12. Would someone like to read?
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Agnayo tithaya pritya tikshavo yecha lipsavaha sarvam bhagavato brahman anudhyana na risyati. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: O beloved husband, the fires, guests, servants, and beggars are all being properly cared for by me. Because I always think of you, there is no possibility that any of the religious principles will be neglected. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Thank you. So, the fires, guests, servants, beggars, it's a duty of Grihastha to care for others, for the guests, for the beggars. If someone comes begging at the door, it's a duty of Grihastha to give some prasadam, right? Or some water, some prasadam that should be given, must be given, and are all being cared for properly. We discussed the guest reception in great detail. Servants, it's again, it's a duty of Grihastha. They have servants so that the servants are well taken care as if they are own children or their own members of family. So in short, to her other questions also, his other questions, the Aditi responded that things are okay. Let's see what's the next response. Text 13 was not read this week. Anyone?
Can I read, Prabhu?
Yes, please, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna devotees, text 13. Ko nu me bhagavan kamo na sampadetha mana saha yasya bhavan prajadhyaksha evam dharman prabhasate. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O my Lord, since you are the Prajapati and are personally my instructor in the principles of religion, where is the possibility that all my desires will not be fulfilled? Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So, basically, it is the duty of the husband to fulfill the desires of the wife and vice versa. Of course, that doesn't mean that one becomes handpicked and succumbs to the wrong desires as well. Oh, I want this, I want that. It's the duty of husband and wife both to be happy and peaceful and satisfied with what comes. But at the same time, it's the duty, of the partner to fulfill the desires, provided they are in a Krishna conscious lifestyle, provided they are not against the dharma. So, provided they are in line with Krishna consciousness, because we are not just talking about karma kand here. We want to understand more what is practical in this day and lifestyle. So, in this day and age, whatever is needful, the husband and wife should help and support each other to help each other. But if it is something against, then very intelligently the husband and wife have to deal with it based on situations, based on their spiritual desires, based on their development in Krishna consciousness. And it takes a lot maturity. It's not an easy thing. Relationship dynamics are not an easy thing. But there is a lot to learn from these. So in short here, Mata Aditi is hinting, well, you are a great soul like Prajapati, and how can my desires not being fulfilled? Or in short, being your wife, you'll take care of me in whatever way, I would like. So in short, she is kind of hinting that I would like your mercy, or I'd like some favor. So let's see what is she trying to hint in the next verse. Yes, Kirti Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Text 14. Tataiva maricha manushari rajaha rama ima sattvarajatamasamo
Text
samo
14.
bhavastava
Savaiva maricha
suradisho prabho tathapi bhaktam bhajate maheshwarah. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: O son of Marichi, because you are a great personality, you are equal toward all the demons and demigods who are born either from your body or from your mind, and who possesses one or another of three qualities, Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. But although the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller, is equal toward all living entity, he is especially favorable to the devotees' purpose. In Bhagavad Gita 9.29, the Lord says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me drushosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayi te teshu chapyaham. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is equal toward everyone, he is especially inclined toward those who engage in his devotional service. The Lord says, Konteya prajatani name bhaktya prayaschati. My dear son of Kunti, please declare that my devotee will never vanquish. Elsewhere, Krishna also says, Ye yatha ma prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartanu vartante manusha partha sarvashah. Bhagavad Gita 4.11. Actually, everyone is trying to please Supreme Personality of Godhead in various ways. But according to their method of approach, the Supreme Lord endows with them with different benediction. Thus, Aditi appealed here to her husband by saying that since even the supreme controller favors his devotee, and since Indra, Kashyapa's devoted son, was in difficulty, Kashyapa should bestow his favor upon Indra. So in this verse, Mother Aditi is talking to her husband Marichi, Kashyapa Muni, and here is she addressing him as a son of Marichi. And furthermore, she is saying that the demigods and demons who are born from his mind or from his body, they are also possesses three modes of material nature like sattva, rajo, and tamoguna. And further, Prabhupada is giving the example of Lord Shri Krishna that he was telling to Arjuna that my devotee will never be vanquished. And that's the confirmation he has given in 4.11. And we have seen in the couple of, means lot of places that he protect his devotee, like Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, Arjuna, and Pandavas in the different instances like Lakshagruha, and in the Kurukshetra war, he protect them. So here we can see that with the help of our Guru and Gauranga, we can serve the Lord, and we may get some position in, so where Lord can save us. That's what I get from. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. So, interestingly here, she's giving the example of the Supreme Lord, that how he is equal to all of his children. Samoham Sarva Bhutesh. Because everyone is his child. O Prajapati Daksha, similarly, you are also very equal to your children, and your children referring to the demigods and the Daityas, the Adityas and the Daityas. But the Lord is partial to his devotees. She is trying to refer that the Lord is partial to his devotees. Similarly, now she's kind of slowly coming to the point, you see, in a very intelligent way. First she glorified the husband, and now she's slowly coming to the point that Lord is partial to his devotees, although they are his own children. Similarly, the Adityas are also your children, Adityas are also your children, but who are good children, right? The Daityas or the Adityas, who are good children? Who knows the answer?
Demigods?
Demigods, Adityas, very nice. Because they follow Dharma, very simple.
Demigods and Adityas.
Yeah, Vishnu Bhakta Smrita Deva Viprita Asurya. So the opposite are the Asuras or the Daityas. We know the story of Mohini Murti. What were they interested in? Just the nectar. The demigods were the ones who approached Lord Vishnu. The demigods were always held by Ajita and different incarnations. What were the demons get? Demons just wanted nectar. As soon as they got nectar, they just ran away with that. Stole it from Dhanvantri. When Mohini Murti came, then they were all enamored, trying to make her their wife. So, in short, you can Indra is your devoted son, correct? That's the last line. A father is equal to his children, a mother is equal to his children, her children. But if there's a one child who completely, says harsh words, never listens to the parents, does totally opposite, and then there's another child totally aligned with the instructions of the parents, totally very, very careful, very, very respectful. Won't the mother or father be partial? It's very natural, they'll be partial, correct? One child is, speaking harsh and never listening. They will kind of, some point they'll just be very neutral. Okay, is my bad child, what to do? They'll be kind of ashamed of that child, right? And they'll do all their might to help the good child. Not because they hate the bad child, but the bad child has chosen that path. Yetha mam prapadyanti tam. If we also become bad children of God by not listening to His words, by not listening to the words of His empowered souls like spiritual master, then what will the God do? God will be also being ashamed, or inside the Guru will be ashamed. Oh, he's my bad child. What to do? I tell him something to do, but he does something opposite of me. I tell him to chant, but he said can't. Prabhupada said chant, 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 but people say can't, can't, can't. So, in short, we should try to be a good child, good son, good daughter of Prabhupada, of our spiritual master, of the Supreme Lord, so that they feel proud of us, not ashamed of us, so that they will also shower special mercy, because we are doing our best. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. I will also show my love equally. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya. One who worships me with devotion. But if one worships all the nonsense things, then it's like a bad son. Okay, that's what you have chosen. So be it. I don't recommend that path, but ultimately it's a matter of choice. Any other comments, additions anyone has? Okay, next verse, text number 15. Would someone like to read this one? Who is not read? Arundhati Mataji, you want to read?
तस्मान् एषा वयजन्ता मे श्रेयाश्चिन्तया सर्वथा राता श्रेया हर्ता सन्तनं सप्तना अपि न प्रभवो. Translation. This is Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, most gentle Lord, kindly favor your maid servant. We have now been deprived of our opulence and residence by our competitors. The demons kindly give us protection. Purport. Aditi, the mother of the demigods, appealed to Kashyapa Muni to give the demigods protection. When we speak of demigods, this also includes their mother. Well, here I think the Lord is trying to tell us that you take care of everybody. You do not, Lord of Vishnu or Kṛṣṇa will take care of anyone that with devotion they pray to him, and it is your choice. You determine which way you're gonna go. When you have Vivek comes to your mind, you choose your path from right from wrong. And if you choose the wrong path, he still gives you time, but when you choose the right path, you're gonna go higher and higher. You will be more mature in your bhakti. That's what I need.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So Mata Aditi is asking for help. Me and my children are homeless. You are the father. Please help us. She's asking for help very, very clearly. Now she's telling. In the previous verses, she was, kind of gradually coming to the point. So that's also a very, great art actually. How to, although she was disturbed, but it took her, but she was very self-controlled, we can see here. At first she properly responded in very kind words, very attentive words she's answering. And she's very respectful towards her husband, like how the husband was very respectful towards the wife. And in a very, very gentle way, she is putting her request. So, although she is very disturbed, right? She imagine the mother the children are homeless. It's a very disturbing situation, right? But she's telling that to her husband in a very gentle way that my children are homeless, including myself. Now, please give us protection. So let's see what else she says. Text 16.
So I have one question on the. So on the previous verse, she is referring to Aditi, Mother Aditi. She serves Kashyapa Muni, so she's referring to herself as a maidservant. Yeah, that's my question.
Mm-hmm. Yes, let's see the exact word used. Tasmad Isha Bhajantya me. I'm your servitor in short. Yeah, husband is the servant of the wife, wife is the servant of husband. And sometimes out of, it's not the literal meaning that, let's understand the spirit here. The spirit is that yes, the wife is the servant of the husband, and husband is the servant of the wife. So it's not the literal meaning like a slave, because often in modern day, servant is considered as slave and not considered in a very high terms. But in spiritual terms, to be a servant is a very good thing, right? That's what we pray for. Das, 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 anudas. So it's not the literal meaning, but it's the spirit that I'm your servitor, I'm your servant, right? So
yeah, in a wifely way, she's serving her husband, so she's calling herself as a maidservant in a humble way, kind of.
Correct.
Das means servant, Prabhu.
Yes, das means servant. Dasi means female servant. Yes, Nandini Mataji, you were saying something. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. Just don't try it at home. Please don't call your wife maid servant. I'm just joking.
Yes. Yeah, that I can call Bhadre. It's interesting. She is calling herself as maid servant, but the husband called her as, oh, most glorious, right? He didn't address her as, oh, maid servant or oh, servant, right? The husband should treat with a lot of respect, and the wife should treat the husband with a lot of respect and consider oneself as humble. So yes, as you said, Prabhu, it's out of humility, it's out of respect. Is it okay? Yeah.
When we call other devotees as a Prabhu, that we place ourselves as a servant with the intention to serve. So it's a humble position also.
Absolutely. Yes, that's a real meaning. Very nice comment. So let's keep moving. Take 16. Anyone else wants to read? Yes, Vipul.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam, all praise to Srila Prabhupada, text 16. Vivashita Shaham Magna Vaishano Shagare Vaishbharyam Shri Yosha Sthanam Ritani Prabolay Momo. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The demons, our formidably powerful enemies, have taken away our opulence, our beauty, our fame, even our residence. Indeed, we have now been exiled, and we are drowning in an ocean of trouble. So, as a mother, definitely there should be affection to her children, and it looks natural for me, but still there might be some kind of attachment that is also showing up in her behavior. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. I was just reminded for the last verse. We say, "Oh Vaishnava Thakur, Ami Tomara Kukur." I'm your dog. That doesn't mean the dog, literal dog, right? That means dog means like I'm your pet dog, I'm your servant. That's often used, that I'm like your dog. So quite similar. So again, asking for help. Children are homeless. Beauty is gone. Wealth is gone. Opulence is gone. Home is gone. In short, we are from Karodpati, we are at Roadpati. Right? So please help us out. मेरे बच्चे रोड पर आ गए. Right? That's a little. In Hindi, it could be a very nice drama also. Help karo hamari.
Prabhu, I have a question if you have time for it.
Yeah, please.
So, Prabhu, this is 7 Manvantara we have been saying. And this is Aditi and Kashyap Muni's same son Indra. And we also discussed that in first Manvantara, Hiranyaksha was killed. So it's very interesting, and the Indra was different. And then last Manvantara also, I believe we talked about Hiranyakashipu being killed. And that was a different Manvantara. And so Indra was again different. So it's very interesting to see that Indras are changing. But same Aditya and Kashyapa's son is Indra. You get my question? It's very, I would like you to comment. It's not a question. I would like just you to add something, to comment on my understanding.
I'm not sure. Can you please repeat one more time?
So we read in Manvantara chapter, just 1 chapter ago, or 2 chapters ago, that Indras are changing. Right? So this is 7th Manvantara, when Vaman Dev is going to appear. Because just Samudra Manthan had just happened. Has happened. So 7th Manvantara, Indra is different. The Aditya and Kashyapa's son, he is Aditya and Kashyapa's son. But in first Manvantara, the same Aditya and Kashyap Muni we read about, that how Diti was cursed, and then they had Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So it seems to me that Aditya and Kashyap Muni are the same, but it seems like they have the same son Indra, and he's in the first Manvantara and 7th Manvantara.
Hiranyakashipu story happened in the first Manvantara? I'm asking, I don't know.
Hiranyaksha. Remember, Sudhir Prabhu and they presented, we read that it is in the first Manvantara.
First Manvantara, Swayambhu Manu. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when did the Hiranyaksha story happen? Hiranyakashipu?
So we read that Prabhupada said that either Lord Varahadev was in the ocean for 5 Manvantaras. So it happened in 6 Manvantara.
Okay. So
You
that
can
means,
comment tomorrow, Prabhu.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 6 personalities in chapter 13 we read that the Devas, the Manuputras change, the Devatas change, the Manus change, the Sureshwaras or the Indras change, Rishis, the 7 chief sages also change, and that was Kashyapa. So Kashyap Rishi is the 7th amongst the 7 stars in the 7th Manvantara. But that does not mean that their lifespan ends at the 7th, at 1 Manvantara. These personalities, like famous example.
But Indra, her son Indra is being, it's still referred as her son Indra is being demolished, and Indra change. I hope my comment is more clear now.
That's an interesting way to look at this. So the parents are not changing. That's your comment, like the Kashyap and
Yes,
Diti
Prabhu.
and
Yes,
Aditi.
Prabhu. But Indra is changing, and then
Indra is
still.
changing. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I'll yeah. I mean, I don't have any comments, Mataji, sorry.
No, we'll both try to figure it out. We'll all try to search it. Thank you, Prabhu. Dhanavats.
Thank you. So Bali Maharaj, who will be the next Indra, is son of Virochan. So that's a little different there for sure. But we can always circle back on that. So one last verse for today to see if any solution came in, because the topic changes from text 18, so we want to read 17 today and then pause. There's no purport, so let's read this one. Anyone would like to read this last verse for today? Sampada Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Text number 17. Yatha tani punasato prapadyeranmamatmajaha tatha videhi kalyanam dhiya kalyana krittama. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Translation. O best of sages, best of all those who grant auspicious benedictions, please consider our situation and bestow upon my sons the benedictions by which they can regain what they have lost. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. You read the text 17. That's why you have the number 17, I guess. So here Aditi is again and again requesting to help my sons who are on road, give them back their home, that is Indrapuri. So let's see tomorrow if what happens next. Tomorrow is Friday and we have read till chapter 15, so we'll do a quiz for 13, 14, 15. I believe the previous quiz was till 12, right? 11 and 12. So we'll do a quiz for 13, 14, 15 Kahoot tomorrow. So you can let your Kahoot fans know to join. Some people join just on Kahoot days. I have observed that. Any other comments before we pause?
And Prabhu, it's also very interesting to see that only Aditi is Prabhupada only says that Aditi is counted as demigods. He doesn't say Kashyap Muni is counted as demigods. So he's also father of demons. So I wonder what he is counted as.
Oh, interesting. Thank you, Mataji, for that comment. Okay, so we will pause here. Continue tomorrow with the next verse. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai,
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai, Sai the Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
Right.
Jai.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you very
Krishna.
much.